Welcome to Wait Until You See This, the podcast where a husband and wife team watch movies. One hasn't seen it, the other one has.
Life is pain.
I'm Krista.
I'm Chris. Bleh.
So, this is our third episode. So, the first episode we watched...
Rosemary's Baby. That was your movie.
It was my pick. So...
Mine's starting to go, huh?
No. So then, last week was Slapshot, which was Chris's pick.
A great film. 4 stars.
Meh. Some would argue with that. Some being me. It was okay. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but...
Okay. I think we can do better than that.
And then today was my pick. Chris had never seen Constantine.
Cold.
Sure about this?
No.
Mr. Constantine, I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know the circles you travel in. The occult, exorcisms.
Easy there, hero. That's Dragon's Breath.
I thought you couldn't get it anymore.
Oh, I know a guy who knows a guy.
I thought that you could at least point me in the right direction.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Please.
What if I told you that God and the devil made a wager for the souls of all mankind? No direct contact with humans, that would be the rule. Just influence. See who would win.
Demons stay in hell. Angels in heaven.
They call it the balance.
I need to see what you see.
You do this, there's no turning back. You see them. They see you. Understand?
Into the light I command thee. Into the light I command thee.
Alright, let's get to it then. So, this week's movie was Constantine, and it was my pick because Chris had never seen it. It is a 2005 movie starring Keanu Reeves and Rachel Weisz. I have always liked this movie. We're trying to pick movies that we have, and we had this movie because I prefer watching it on physical media as opposed to streaming, but
You're just setting it up on a tee for me.
Clearly I am.
Yes.
So, I picked Constantine knowing we had purchased this in the past, but come to find out it had disc rot.
Because
Warner Brothers.
it's a Warner Brothers disc. Apparently, as a tax deduction, they decided to delete a bunch of films via disc rot in the collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to shit on Warner Brothers a lot. I mean, a lot. They've been fuck-ups for decades.
So we couldn't find it in our stack. Then Chris looked, and he's got a
Reject pile.
reject pile, so it's in there. So we watched it streaming, which it was darker than a physical media would be, and the sound was all wonky. So, like, some scenes you couldn't hear him talking, and then the next something's blowing up, and your ears are bleeding.
What's weird is I didn't have a problem watching Aquaman.
No, Aquaman was alright with that.
But when I really started noticing the issue with the darkness and the sound was watching Raiders of the Lost Ark on Disney+.
See, I wonder if it's the older movies that are doing that, because they were not initially, they did not have a digital,
Yeah.
there wasn't streaming and the digital age like that we live in now when those movies came out. I mean, even in 2005 when Constantine came out, this wasn't a thing.
Well, with Raiders, nobody thought about home video either, really. I mean, it was just in its infancy.
Right. Everything was in the theaters.
Yeah. Well, I think it got released like 2 or 3 years in a row. Lucasfilm fuck money.
All right, weirdo. Anywho, so Constantine, 2005. It is directed by Francis Lawrence, written by Kevin Broadbent and Frank Capello. It's loosely based on a DC comic called Hellraiser. The character was actually created by Alan Moore.
Oh, shit. Magician Alan Moore?
The Alan Moore!
I'm willing to bet his name was not on this.
I did not see it anywhere. Did you?
No.
Okay.
It's not going to be it. I think I was talking to Nick yesterday about it, about Alan Moore, and Alan Moore believes that these stories shouldn't be made into movies. They should be comic books.
Yes, I overheard that conversation.
The only thing his name's ever been on was it was some animated, I can't remember if it was Batman or Justice League, but it had something to do with Swamp Thing, and he wrote the story it was based on, and they put that in. He must have allowed his name to be slapped on it. So, an episode of a cartoon.
I want to say it was Batman.
I don't remember. I remember seeing it on some video and being like, holy shit. Alan Moore's a weird guy. I am not shocked he had a hand in creating this character, though.
The chain-smoking exorciser?
Wait, he's Jane Fonda?
I don't think he's Jane Fonda, but anyway, the premise of the movie is you have John Constantine, who exorcises demons, I guess, in a more...
He gets them into shape.
unconventional way, you would say.
It's not Father Marin.
No, but he was, trigger warning, he did commit suicide, and he was dead for 2 minutes, and he's come back, and he's trying to win his way back into heaven, or win his way into heaven by...
sucking up to his boss.
Killing all these demons, or half demons, half human.
Half-breeds, that's what he calls them.
That's what he calls them. So, the movie starts out, and it says there's a spear of destiny, and that the entity that possesses the spear of destiny will be the one who decides the fate of the world. And it is found in the remains of a church in Mexico. These two guys were digging. What the spear of destiny is the spear that pierced the side of Jesus when he was crucified. And it holds the blood, or it has traces of Jesus' blood on it. So the spear of destiny is found. There is this unseen war going on between heaven and hell, and in reality it's Mammon, who is the son of the devil, trying to possess the spear of destiny. And John Constantine gets wrapped up in it because he notices weird things are happening, and he's like, this isn't normal. There was a soldier demon, as he called it, had possessed a little girl, and so he had exorcised that demon. And so him and the character of Angela, played by Rachel Weisz, they cross paths a couple times, and her sister has died, and it has been ruled a suicide, and she enlists his help, and he does help her begrudgingly. At first, I believe his intentions were selfish in wanting to get into heaven, as he has gone to Gabriel, played by Tilda Swinton, to get back into heaven, because the doctors say he's dying, he's got lung cancer.
Well, he smokes like a chimney.
The scene where the little girl, he gets the demon out of the little girl, and he sets a cigarette down, does that, picks it back up when he's done, and walks out of the room. He chain smokes the entire movie. Apparently, he smokes 13 cigarettes in this movie.
Did you count?
No, I looked it up after. So, Rachel Weisz's sister was a devout Catholic, so she's convinced she didn't kill herself. So, she's trying to save her soul and not let her be tortured in eternity in hell.
Now, back to the little girl.
Yeah.
They use a mirror to capture that demon.
Yes.
They should have measured that frame before it going out the window.
Yeah, it didn't really fit through the window.
That was bad form. Why didn't they pivot it?
I don't know. I think it was like, there's a demon in the mirror trying to get out. That's the brief synopsis of Constantine. It was very much a comic book horror movie. John Constantine is very much an anti-hero. You want to hate him, but he loves his friends. He sticks up for his friends. His apprentice is Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf!
And he mainly just drives the cab, but he doesn't want him to be harmed.
Whoops.
Yeah. Fun fact, there's an after credit scene. Didn't know it. Had no idea. Chris being the
psycho
that he is, he fast forwarded through the credits, and I was like, I'd be shocked if there was an after credit scene. I was shocked. I didn't know there was an after credit scene.
Well, 2005, that was before Marvel, really.
It's a little early.
That's Batman Begins
Yeah.
territory. I think Watchmen? Was Watchmen that year?
I don't remember.
No, V for Vendetta.
Oh, that's right. It was V. What else came out that year? Wasn't it a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. I mean, and this movie did well at the box office. It grossed $230 million. So, and since 2005, it's become a cult classic.
Alan Moore was telling all kinds of people to fuck off in 2005, wasn't he?
Apparently. I enjoyed this movie. It's always got those nice little nods where, yeah. And one scene where John goes to talk to Gabriel. And at the same time, Angela, Rachel Weisz's character, she goes to see this priest. And they're in the same room. And Constantine has just found out he's got cancer. And he's trying to convince Gabriel to let him into heaven.
Come on.
Right.
Come on. Let me join. Come on.
And
do the truffle shuffle.
Gabriel eventually says, you're just fucked. You're fucked. I mean, you took a life. I.e., he took his own life. He says, the rules are the rules. You're going to hell. And he's like, come on. And he's like, nope, you're fucked.
Literally. Says, you're fucked.
Gabriel says, the only way to get into heaven is by self-sacrifice and for doing it for higher reasons instead of benefiting himself. And Constantine's entire existence fighting these half-demons has been to benefit himself. Which can be a little foreshadowing if you think about it just a hot second.
Foreshadowing!
Gavin Rossdale, who is lead singer of Bush from the 90s.
Do you want me to sing some Bush right now?
No, please don't.
I don't think I come back down from this cloud. Those words? I don't know.
He plays Baltazar, who is a half-demon.
He's got muggle blood in him.
That is a half-blood. Mudblood.
Mudblood.
That's what it is.
It's very offensive.
It is very offensive. So Constantine he notices that something weird is going on. And he's...
No shit?
He's trying to help Angela. And I believe at first he's doing this to save his own soul. So he tries to help her, and come to find out her sister Isabel, who is a twin sister, was psychic. And so is Isabel. And so they need a psychic to bring forth Mammon, who is the son of the devil. So they kind of use her as a vessel to bring him forth. All of the demons are after her, and thankfully, when they come after her, Constantine is there to
save the day.
Save the day.
Or the night.
Save the damsel in distress.
You know what, with that dude trying to pop out of her belly.
That was creepy.
She's going to have some serious stretch marks. I mean, he's really pushing.
Yeah, he is.
I mean...
and the effects held up pretty well, honestly. I think they held up pretty well.
Yeah, for 05, they're alright.
Yeah, they're alright. Constantine goes to this club run by Papa Midnight, and he keeps the balance of good and evil.
That's a cool fucking name. I'm not gonna lie.
And he's neutral, he says. And Constantine wants to use the chair. And Midnight's like, nope, you're not using the chair. I am neutral. I am not on one side or the other. And Constantine's like, bullshit. Let me use the chair. So then Baltazar comes in.
He calls shotgun
Yeah.
on the chair. But then they don't go anywhere.
No, they don't. Constantine leaves. And I know Constantine's friend that gave him the information about the little girl. Looks like he's a priest.
Yeah.
And he has some supernatural ability.
He's very efficient at reading.
He is very efficient.
Everyone's efficient in this. I mean, Lucifer is efficient.
I mean,
he's just like, oh, you want to do this? Okay, it's done.
His character is very, I don't know. he's a good character. Lucifer's character. I mean,
Lucifer's a great character.
I love Lucifer.
You kids should look up to Lucifer.
He is touching newspapers and articles, and he comes across the article of Isabel dying by
Offing
suicide.
herself, yeah.
She jumps off the side of the building and lands in this
Taking a dive.
crucifix-shaped pool, which is kind of weird.
Committing Harry Carey. I thought it was some kind of therapy pool. Like
It's
you
in
could,
a hospital.
Yeah.
And it probably is a therapy pool. I think the shape of it added to the story, you know?
Yeah.
But he comes across the article and his eyes are like rolled back in the back of his head, and he's just, and the name Isabel just comes to him. So he finds her in the morgue. Here's the morgue.
He just walks in.
Yeah, he's just like, doo-doo-doo, here I am. Hey, what's up? I'm in the morgue.
Yep, here's the body.
So he,
Let's touch this dead woman.
so there's this shape that they're finding all over the place. It's like,
The Zodiac Killer. It looks like that.
oh, yeah, with the,
Yeah.
the cross.
Yeah,
And
the circle with the cross.
Yeah. So.
Or a bullseye.
Oh, God. So he sees this on her arm, and he starts. He's an alcoholic, and he carries a flask with him, and he hears the voices. And the voices help him sleep. And he's got a flask with him, and he's in the morgue, and he's pouring it out, but nothing's coming out.
Or is it?
He drops it, and then you see alcohol all over the floor. Then he goes running out, because somebody finds him in the morgue where he's not supposed to be.
What are you doing here, touching that dead woman? It's a little creepy.
Just a little bit.
It's not like he's a prize.
So he goes to like
A liquor store.
It's a corner liquor store, and he just starts grabbing alcohol and keeps trying to pour it. And every time he does, nothing comes out.
They remind you of your old days.
If I remembered him, probably.
Ha ha ha!
So
You're a lush.
I was lush. So, and like alcohol, wine bottles are breaking, and there's just alcohol pouring all over the place. And then suddenly, he just collapses. Well, who should walk in but Balthazar?
Da da da.
Balthazar walks in the store, and Father Hennessy is his name.
Oh, top of the morning to you.
Starts stabbing himself in the hand with a corkscrew.
Oh, that was a corkscrew?
That was a corkscrew, and that's why I said...
Hey, Ted. Hey, Ted. Where the hell's the corkscrew?
Yep, that's why I said that, because it was a corkscrew. So what he has stabbed into his hand is the symbol that he's found on Isabel's body.
And then they figured out that Father Hennessy was the Zodiac Killer.
No, Father Hennessy thought that the wine wasn't, or that alcohol wasn't coming out of the bottles, but in reality it was, and he was drowning himself in the liquor because of Balthazar playing his mind games with him.
Oh, little nip before bed.
So,
Little nip of the spirits before bed.
we hear from Constantine that there are angels and demons all around us, and that
It's like this show.
they are...
Angels versus demons.
Yeah, that's...
Look at me, I'm spreading my wings. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Your horns are poking out of your hat there, my dear. So, you see the store clerk bent down next to Father Hennessy, and he's got wings. You see with him with wings. And then you see Balthazar, who is... his face is half Gavin Rossdale and half demon.
Fucking demon.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking demon.
You hear Constantine say that the demons use what you love most against yourself.
So booze.
Booze. He loves the booze. And then his friend, I don't remember his name.
I just called him Q.
The
Not
bug-
for QAnon, but he's like Q and James Bond. He's like, I have this for you, 007. It's a bug in a box.
It's a screeching beetle. So he likes bugs. And he tells Constantine how much he likes bugs. Guess what kills him? Bugs.
Did the bugs kill him? Or were the bugs inside of him coming out?
I think they were coming out. You see the bugs.
So is he made of bugs?
No, he was being
Okay.
suffocated by bugs by the demons.
Because I kept thinking about Fright Night Part 2. There's a guy that eats bugs the entire movie.
Right.
And in the end, when they beat him, he just turns into bugs because that's all he was a bunch of...
It's like Oogie Boogie.
I guess.
He was a bunch of maggots.
All I thought about was, two kids standing on each other's shoulders pretending to be an adult,
like the Muppet
but it's just a bunch of fucking bugs.
So this guy has a fly crawl out of his eye.
That happens.
Yeah, and he's helping Constantine because he's looking up these Bible passages. And Constantine and Angela...
There's a Hell Bible.
Oh yeah, the Hell Bible.
That has... It's like the director's cut. There's more to it.
There's a whole can of worms I'm not opening.
What?
There is more to the Bible than they said, than like the King James Version.
Okay. I'm not arguing with you.
Okay.
I saw the movie.
There's more to the Bible. He's looking up the Hell Bible. These bugs start coming out of his eyes. And Constantine and Angela are on the way over there. So they get there, and dude has got, his suffocated in bugs.
His ass is silver shamrocked.
It is done for. Angela wants to see what Constantine sees. And so he basically drowns her in the bathtub.
With their shoes on.
With her shoes on. We're sitting there going, why didn't you take your shoes off?
I get the modesty getting into the bathtub.
Right. And who wears a black bra under a white t-shirt?
I don't know. I don't wear bras.
I would never wear a black bra underneath a white t-shirt.
Well, they knew she was going to be in a bathtub, so they're like, let's put this black bra on.
There's no logic.
But the shoes.
I don't understand. Maybe they thought, well, she went running right after she broke the bathtub, by the way, with her superhuman strength.
That poor bathtub.
It's a nice bathtub.
I'm going to tell you that. That's a nice clawfoot bathtub that they just wasted.
She broke it with her superhuman strength.
Trying to stop demons and shit.
Yeah. She goes running back to where the bug guy is at, and she finds this coin that was Balthazar's, I believe. Right?
Yeah, because he's doing that thing with his fingers.
Yeah. So he's rolling this coin between his fingers. So then Constantine's like, I'm going to take care of this.
He goes and fucks shit up.
Right.
But
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a swerve bro. You know a swerve bro? You say.
Gabriel. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when she gets sucked out of the building.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're walking down the hallway, and he has told her to stay in the car. And after he has shot Gabriel's head off, they go running out of the building. But she's like, I feel something. And then she gets sucked out of the building. And what you suspect is a demon has taken her.
Yeah. Well, that little necklace, the protection thing, the medallion.
Right, that Father Hennessy had.
Okay. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Because all I know is it looks like the little symbol that John Paul Jones used in Led Zeppelin 4.
I want to say it was like a Celtic knot or something.
Yeah, they were in the Celtic shit.
So, Constantine gives this to Angela.
So it's like a religious condom.
If you want to put it that way. So, she doesn't wear it, and she gets sucked away by demons. Constantine is like, I know where they're taking her. So, he goes to Papa Midnight.
And he says, fuck you, I want to sit in a chair!
He's like, there's no difference. Don't give me this neutral bullshit, because that's all done. Something's happening. Maman is trying to come through to win this battle between good and evil. And so he finds out that they have taken Angela back to the hospital where Isabel had died. So she's in this pool, and the guy who found the Spear of Destiny is there, and he has walked all the way from Mexico to Los Angeles.
No, he stole a car.
Oh, that's right, he did steal a car.
And then that dude just shows up, and he's like, fuck me, right?
Yeah. So he turns all of the people in the hospital to demons. And they're like guarding the door. And he's got her in the pool. And he's drowning her. And she goes to hell. And Maman sees her in hell. And essentially possesses her. And Constantine comes in. And he has Chaz, Shia's character, put Holy Relic in the water in the sprinkler system. And so he triggers the sprinkler system. And so all of the demons become vulnerable.
Then he shoots the shit out of them with big gold bullets.
Yes. And, it was nice to see him actually change. There wasn't an unlimited ammo code. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He shoots them all. He gets through. And he finds Angela floating in this pool. So he pulls her out. And she is possessed by Maman. And so him and Chaz are...
What was his last name? Michaels?
Kramer. They're trying to exorcise Maman out of Angela. And he is now, she's like, okay, I'm okay. And then she starts writhing in pain. Maman is trying to come through her stomach.
Ah!
Right. And so they work together, Chaz and Constantine work together to exorcise this demon. Then Gabriel shows up.
Yeah!
Chaz dies.
Yeah, he gets thrown up to the ceiling and then slammed on the ground and it cracks the tiles. I'm like, he's dead, Jim.
Yeah, it's like a little blood dribble out of his nose and mouth.
That means you're dead.
He's dead. And Gabriel explains to Constantine that Gabriel's trying to stab Angela and bring Maman forward into the world.
Trying to cut her open.
Yeah. And so he just goes on this tirade about good versus evil, and he's essentially jealous that God has given humans the choice and he hasn't given Gabriel the choice to, free will. So Constantine's like, you're insane. You are literally insane. My take on it was that Gabriel and Maman were working together.
Oh, yeah.
Gabriel kicks the shit out of Constantine, and Constantine starts praying. He's like, I know I'm not going to see you. Oh, no, I'm not coming to see you, but I just need some help.
And help arrives.
Help arrives in the form of Lucifer.
After he slits his wrist.
He slits his wrist because Lucifer comes up and says, I always said this would be the one that I would come to personally collect. They have this little banter back and forth.
And then Constantine pretty much says, do you know what your son's been up to?
Right. And he goes, boys will be boys. Blech. And he's like, no, he's over there with Gabriel. He's in cahoots with Gabriel. They're going to overthrow you and God. And Lucifer's like, excuse me? He goes and sees what's going on.
He kind of goes, do you know how much I sacrificed?
It was nice. Daddy put his foot down. Gabriel's like, oh, it wasn't me. I was just trying to save everybody. And, in God's name. And he goes to punch Lucifer and nothing happens. And Lucifer's like, where's your God now? And Gabriel's like, oh shit. He burns Gabriel. He sends Maman back to hell. And he's super pissed off. Son tried to usurp him. So Angela's just chilling there on the floor, I guess.
He releases her sister.
Yeah. That was part of the deal.
And that was so efficient. It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, so he goes back
done.
to get Constantine.
Yeah. He's taking him to hell.
He's taking him to hell, and he's like, I'll go with you. No problem. But you gotta release Isabel. And he's like, done. Lucifer grabs Constantine.
You remember that foreshadowing?
Yes.
That unselfish act?
Yes.
Yeah, there it goes.
Here you go. Grabs Constantine and starts to drag him. And he's getting heavier and heavier, and suddenly the tile and the concrete on the floor is just buckling up because he can't drag him any further. So he has made the unselfish act. So then you see Constantine rise in this bright, beautiful light. And he looks over his shoulder and gives Lucifer the middle finger. And then Lucifer comes up and goes, nice try, pal. You're not going there. So he wraps his arms around him and shoves his hands into his lungs. And meanwhile, Constantine is screaming.
As you do.
As one does when Lucifer puts his hands inside of your body. And Constantine falls away, and Lucifer is left standing there with, one would assume, the cancer that was in Constantine's lungs. As when Constantine falls, he takes a big deep breath and he's like, I'm not coughing?
Once again, Lucifer very efficient with removing the cancer.
Right.
It's like a couple minutes.
So he's not going to let Constantine go.
So Lucifer is the cure for cancer.
It would seem so, according to this. He won't let Constantine go because he wants Constantine.
Oh, yeah.
Because Constantine has sent all of these demons to hell. Constantine doesn't want to go to hell because all these demons are in hell that he sent there, and they would be none too happy to see him. Or they would be super happy to see him and torture him for eternity.
Either way, you're getting tortured for eternity.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
So he gets Angela, and everything's all hunky-dory, I guess. The after-credit scene is at Chaz's grave in the cemetery, and you see Chaz rise up, and he's standing on the tombstone, and he is now an angel, and he's dressed like Gabriel was. All in white. These big, magnificent wings.
He got the job.
Yeah.
Gabriel got.
Because he was doing
downsized.
Selfless acts.
Because throughout the movie, he's just like a cab driver.
He's kind of annoying. He's like, when are you going to let me do it, huh? When are you going to let me do it? But Constantine was protecting him, essentially.
Once again, good job.
apparently he knew his stuff, when it came down to it.
Well, he's got a lot of downtime reading in the cab.
He had a lot of books in the cab.
Yeah.
So anyway, what'd you think?
Of the movie?
Yeah. Or do you have anything to add?
Let me check my notes here.
Check your notes.
The Papa Midnight's Bar, the music.
Yeah.
Very aughts. Very.
Oh, yes, very much so.
And the movie feels like an aughts comic book movie.
Yeah, it does.
Because it opens with, here are our logos, but we're going to do some freaky shit with them.
I do like it how when Constantine talks about when he committed suicide, even though he's been able to see these demons his entire life, he committed suicide to stop seeing these demons. But when he describes it to Angela, he's like, it's time stands still. He goes, I was dead for 2 minutes, but it felt like an eternity because time stood still. So when he slits his wrists, waiting for Lucifer to come, his watch stops. I thought that was a nice touch.
More foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, it had a film noir feel to it,
Yeah.
He's like this reluctant detective or whatever that gets dragged into this and then ends up being the good guy or doing the right thing. Maybe not just a good guy, but doing the right thing.
I've always liked this movie. I remember I'm a mark for Keanu Reeves, so.
Yeah.
And this was after The Mummy.
Yeah. Mummy was 99.
Yeah, it was late 90s.
Or 98, 99, because
Right.
it was one of the first movies I bought on DVD.
Right.
And I got into DVD late 99.
I really liked her. I mean, and I completely forgot that Shia was in this one.
I didn't know he was in it.
Well, you'd never seen it before.
Well, usually I got an idea, but they really... Of course, this was before he got big.
Right.
And then what happened,
He
who
did
knows?
fine in this. I mean, he was fine in this movie. I mean, I don't...
But I wonder if this was the movie that got him all those roles. Like Transformers.
He did decent. I mean, like I said, I don't remember him being in this movie, but I think he did a good job in it.
Yeah. I like the story. I think just knowing the plot wasn't my cup of tea.
Right.
Because there was a whole glut of movies like this. Late 90s, early 2000s, where it was
right. Yeah.
Action movies fighting the devil.
Yeah, you had Legion. I don't remember when that came out.
End of Days.
Right.
And then hell, that Devil's Advocate was kind of like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Keanu's in
it.
Al Pacino.
Pacino, yeah.
I'm the devil! I'm gonna make my kids make a baby! It was better than I expected.
Great. I'm glad you liked it. That you thought it was better than you expected.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be early 2000s trash.
No, it was...
But it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. Supposedly there's supposed to be a sequel coming out. I really hope not.
From Warner Brothers?
Yeah, it's been 19 years. That's a no for me. I can't.
But all these legacy sequels are doing great. Even Indiana Jones.
No, nothing is doing great. None of this stuff is doing great. The Marvels aren't doing great. Indiana Jones did not do good.
I think people are tired.
Just stop. Come up with something new.
What I think's funny is one of the biggest movies of the year was a movie pretty much about nuclear annihilation. People were like, I'll go see that.
Which one was that?
Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah. That and Barbie.
Speaking of Indiana Jones, I do believe they were going to do... There's either a game or one of the original plots I had heard for the 5th Indiana Jones movie was going to be about the Spear of Destiny.
Which follows, look at the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail. These are all religious artifacts.
Rocks.
I don't even know what was in the last Indiana Jones.
The Dial of Destiny.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
And you're not going to watch it till I get a physical copy because...
It's too dark on
It's too
Disney
damn
Plus.
dark. Yeah.
I've always liked this movie.
I don't think a sequel's going to happen.
I don't think a sequel's going to happen.
I think development was when WB was... This whole podcast is turning into shitting on Warner Brothers, but anyway.
We're only on episode 3 or 4.
I think we've shit on them in every episode.
Well, maybe the next one we won't shit on them. Have you decided what I'm going to watch next time?
Not really, not yet. I got down to a couple. But I think it was when they didn't know what they were going to do with the comics division.
Right.
So they were probably... People love Keanu Reeves. What comic book movie has he done? Constantine. Fuck it. Sequel.
Terrible idea.
19 years later. And let's be honest. How many of these legacy sequels have worked? I can think of one. Well, maybe two.
Like?
Blade Runner 2049. That worked. And I'm shocked that worked.
Did it, though?
Well, it bombed.
Okay.
But it was a 3-hour movie. It was a 3-hour sequel to a movie that came out in 1982. The movie's great. I mean, movies bombed. The first Blade Runner bombed.
Right. Constantine has become a cult classic. It has a cult following, even though it did well at the box office. A lot of the reviews I saw were like 2.5 stars out of 5. I would give this more than 2.5 stars. But maybe that's just my...
That's what you gave Slapshot.
It's a very well-deserved 2.5 stars. Don't cry. It'll be fine.
I gave it 3.
3 stars?
Yeah, I gave it 3 stars.
I would venture to say 3.5.
It's above average.
It is above average. I agree. I really like this movie. I mean, I think the graphics still aged well. I don't think it was too bad. I think that the actor who played Lucifer was perfect for the role. I love Tilda Swinton. She was good, as always. Keanu Reeves, Rachel Weisz. I can't complain.
And he's dropping yes in this movie. Like John Wick. Yeah.
Very, very pre-John Wick. But somewhat reminiscent of John Wick.
Well, yeah, he's shooting the shit out of a room full of people.
Right. But
killing them.
Fighting demons in this one.
I'm a fucking demon. Yeah. I give it 3.
3? That's good.
3 out of 5.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Most definitely. Any final thoughts or...
I think I got everything that I was going to say. I know I write 2.5 pages and use...
I know. I always like to jot down some notes, here and there. And it was nice watching it again and seeing things that I hadn't seen before because I knew the story. Like, when Gabriel appears, he's all in white, but he's got hospital bands. Hospital bracelets all up and down both of his wrists.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
So he's... On the bracelets, it says, sorrow, passion, joy, and love. So these are the things that the humans can feel that these humans have, but Gabriel can't. These are the bonds that Gabriel has.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's some good shit there.
Notice that little Easter egg there. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And then when you see Chaz turn into the angel, he doesn't have those.
No.
Yeah, it's very...
Well, was Gabriel ever human?
I don't know. I don't think so. Gabriel has always been an angel.
That's why. Chaz doesn't have them because he knows what it's like to be human.
Right, but Gabriel...
And fight the Decepticons.
And by the Decepticons. You see Gabriel in human form without his wings. He's got a suit on when he's first talking to Constantine.
Chilling like, hey...
Hey, what's up? And then you see him at the end, and Lucifer has burned off his wings. And Constantine punches Gabriel and says, now you know what pain's like.
Life is pain.
Life is pain. Is that a quote from Princess Bride?
It's a quote everywhere. This last movie I watched for the Up All Night thing, I say it at the end. Life is pain, and this film is life.
That's interesting.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. Add the stinger. Gotta have the stinger. But anywho, I agree with I would give it 3.5 stars. Why have you never seen this movie because it was all...
It just didn't look like my cup of tea.
Right.
Once again. Well, Rosemary's Baby, the opportunity never arose. This, I remember it coming, because I was working in retail selling movies when this came out, when it was released. And it just, I don't know, it just never really,
right.
I don't know, action movies with a bunch of supernatural stuff. I just never really gotten into them.
Right. I enjoy them. I would prefer an action movie over a quote-unquote chick flick any day.
That's good.
Fun fact, Chris has seen more chick flicks than I have.
Yes, I have.
not by choice.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Hey, out of every 10, you find one that's decent.
I don't want to sit through 10 chick flicks to...
And the funny thing is, the chick flicks I find decent, the two I remember most have Ryan Reynolds in them.
Which are...
The Proposal.
Right.
Also
it's got Sandra Bullock.
And Betty White.
And Betty White, yeah. I mean...
And Definitely Maybe.
Which one is that?
That's the one where he has a daughter, but he's... Oh, who the hell's in it? Rachel Weisz may be in that. Let me look here.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, shit. I'm not changing. I just figured out what you're watching. I don't even know if it's over there, but... Let me look at this here. Definitely. Yeah, Rachel Weisz. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Rachel Weisz, Abigail Breslin's his daughter. Somebody else is in it. Hold on.
We may have to check that one out.
I used to own it.
Now someone else owns it.
But yeah, out of all those chick flicks, those are the two that stick out. And they both have Ryan Reynolds.
Right. All right. What do you got for me?
So you like action movies?
Yes, you know this.
All right. I've decided we're going to have some fun.
Okay.
You've been waiting.
Oh, God.
For me to drop.
Oh, my God, no.
I'm going to say one word.
Oh, no.
And that word is canon.
Oh, God.
Do you have a guess?
Is it a Charles Bronson movie?
Yes.
Is it Death Wish?
3. We're going to start you with 3.
Oh, great.
Well, here's the thing. 1 and 2 get pretty dark.
Right.
3's a good time.
If you say so.
So, I'm starting with Death Wish 3. Even though Death Wish 2 has Lawrence Fishburne as one of the thugs, and Death Wish has Jeff Goldblum as one of the thugs, Death Wish 3 has Alex Winter as one of the thugs.
Really?
So it's kind of a, you did a Keanu movie.
Bill and Ted!
I'm doing, it's Bill and Ted month on the show for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
But yeah, Death Wish 3.
Who knows what will bring us the following week.
From that grand old year, 1985. It doesn't get any better than this. You'll probably fucking hate it.
Probably.
And then when I tell you the other movie that I was thinking about throwing at you, you're really going to be mad.
Are you going to tell me, or are you going to just let me sit and
Should I? Well, I had a couple that I was thinking on. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's just watch it. Plus, it's only 90 minutes.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, see? We should go watch it right now.
Nah, I got laundry to do. Gotta check on dinner and get ready for the week. Alright, that's it for this week's Wait Until You See This podcast. Signing off, I'm Krista.
I'm Chris.
Alright, we'll see you guys next week with our thoughts on Death Wish 3. Please pray for me.
I just love the fact that you just said that. It's great.
That I'm actually going to watch Death Wish 3.
I should have started with 5.
You're just jumping all over the fucking place now, aren't you?
But 3 is a real classic, so... And I've got a connection with 3, so...
Alright. Well, hopefully this wasn't too confusing and too scatterbrained. I need to collect my thoughts. We just watched it this afternoon. We figured it was pretty fresh in our brains, so...
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Until next week, this is Wait Till You See This, signing off.
Good night, everybody.